grew up in Austin and knew pretty much from an early age that I wanted to be a lawyer, and specifically a courtroom lawyer. The idea of being in court and advocating for a client, persuading a judge, or 12 strangers sitting in a jury box to see the law my way is always something that held a lot of appeal for me. I did my undergraduate work at Berkeley, earned a law degree from Stanford, and came home to work at an international law firm where I represented large corporations in commercial litigation disputes. The work was paid well, but it wasn't very fulfilling. I didn't know my clients, and the opportunities to gain exposure in the courtroom were pretty scarce. So I ultimately decided that I wanted to open my own practice where I focus on family law, which includes everything from complex divorces, child custody disputes, modifications, enforcement actions. I've litigated the enforceability of premarital agreements. I've helped draft premarital agreements. So pretty much anything that falls underneath the family law umbrella, I do. And in addition to that, I continue to do general civil litigation work as well. People often ask me, how can you do family law? You're representing people going through difficult, depressing situations. As a lawyer, you try to be emotionally detached from your cases, but that's very difficult to do in family law because of all the emotions that go into it. So that obviously has an impact on the attorney as well when you don't necessarily achieve an outcome that you want. So that can be frustrating. But the flip side of that is very rewarding. There's nothing more rewarding for me as an attorney than the satisfaction and appreciation I receive from a client, often expressed in tears, when we've been able to achieve a successful outcome in a family law dispute, particularly in a child custody dispute, because I know that I've played a small role in helping restore or preserve a client's relationship in their child's life. And in a cynical profession, those are the moments that you really live for. Those are the moments that you really cherish as an attorney because you know that you are making an important impact on somebody's life. If you've done an internet search for lawyers, you know there are a lot of us out there. And as a consumer of legal services, it's very difficult to compare and evaluate your options. And that's especially true in family law because, to be frank with you, family lawyers are pretty fungible, which is to say that the outcome that you're likely to achieve in a case isn't really going to vary that much from lawyer to lawyer, especially if you have an uncontested matter or something that's low conflict and settlement is going to be easy to come by. In situations like that, you can almost pick a name out of a hat and you're going to get pretty much the same outcome. But for that subset of matters that are contested, where the outcome is harder to project, where you are likely to go to court, you want to hire a lawyer with good credentials, with proven ability. And I think what differentiates me from my peers is that I did attend top schools. I started my career at a marquee global law firm. Not a lot of lawyers possess those credentials, particularly in the family law arena. And given the stakes in family law, particularly in a child custody dispute where your children's future is on the line, where your property is on the line, you don't want to hire an ordinary lawyer with ordinary credentials. You want somebody who's exceptional. And I think that's something that I bring to the table. You can hire a smart lawyer, but he may not necessarily return your phone calls or respond to your emails. I don't operate that way. I am committed to my clients. I'm there for them. I try to respond to phone calls and emails in a timely manner. I keep my clients abreast of what's happening in their case. I'll respond to them on the weekends. Third, I'm passionate about what I do. There are a lot of lawyers who are burned out, who don't really enjoy their work, who do it because they don't really know what else to do with their lives. But I enjoy trial work. I'm committed to my clients. I'm very aggressive for them. I've been accused of being too aggressive, and I don't make any apologies for that. Family law can be mean, it can be nasty, and if you're going to go through a gauntlet like that, you want to make sure there's somebody by your side who's going to be fighting for you aggressively every step of the way. A lot of lawyers claim to be aggressive. It's a common cliche, but it is something that I live by. The cases that I take on are not just another case to be shuffled along the process. They're causes. That's why I'm selective in the cases that I take on, because I do think it's important that I share my client's passion, that I believe in the objectives that they're trying to accomplish. So if you're looking for a lawyer who's thorough, who's smart, who's aggressive, who's willing to get you through what is arguably the most difficult personal challenge you've ever faced, then I encourage you to give me a call.